Welcome back, everybody. This is your host, Chris Noggle, and welcome to the show. Today is going to be an extra special one. We've got one of my idols, and many of you will recognize the name and the story, but Rudy Ruettiger is with us today. Now, you may not know the name right off the bat, but you probably remember the movie Rudy. So we're going to be getting into Rudys Story, and we've got an extra special announcement that we're going to make at the end of this podcast episode. So stick with us. You don't want to miss that. But before we get into Rudys Story, I want to talk about all of your journeys to becoming a rebel banker. Your journey is going to consist of you getting knowledge, meeting with other people, building your network. But the person that told you that knowledge is power, they lied to you. Knowledge is not power. It's the application of knowledge that is the real power. So folks, whatever you learn today, whatever golden nuggets you get from Rudy and his story, you have to take action. And I want to motivate you to do that. And I'm going to motivate you by giving you something free. I'm going to give you this brand new booklet that we just did, Drifting Away from Traditional Car Buying. This booklet will teach you how to get all the money back for all the cars you're ever going to buy, drive, and own. So if you want that book, it's free. Just go to Chris Noggle. There you go. See, Rudy wants the book. Everybody needs to learn this. And the best part about getting all the money back for all the cars you're going to buy, drive, and own, all you have to do is change one thing. So if you want that booklet, just go to chrisnoggle.com, sign up for the webinar. It is 100% free, and we will send you the booklet. So with that being said, that's how you take action. But let's not waste any more time. Rudy, welcome to the show.
Oh, wow. That's exciting. You created that book. I need to see that book.
I'll mail you a copy of it.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Well, a lot of people ask me about my story, Well, it's filled with drama, if you want to know the truth. Not only the story, but the making of the movie is filled with more drama. But it has American value to it. That's what I love about it. I think that's why the movie works. Then, and you think it's only a minority of people that understand this journey I'm going to talk about, because the rest of the people are filled with fear and doubt. And I like to help them to eliminate the fear and the doubt that they have about their dreams or whatever they may have. It's just obstacles that they create. It's a lot of illusions they create. And to be quite honest, if you can dream it, there's something going on there. It may not be the actual dream you dream, but there's something about that energy that's coming to you, that's saying to you, you need to follow these feelings. So that's what my story's about. Following the feelings.
Story.
Yeah. It's not a football story. It's not Notre Dame. It's about life. And basically, when you deal with life, you're going to deal with real obstacles and challenges and personalities and people's setbacks and all kinds of stuff. And you have to learn to overcome that.
One of the biggest things that I take away, and I saw you speak live many years ago at a big conference we were at. And, I know you're going to be doing something with us in an event we're doing called The Experience. But, a lot of people in your life, you were always a dreamer. You had big dreams from a young age right on through. And you had a lot of people, from teachers to other people in your life, telling you that dreamers are not doers. But the cool thing about you is you're the dreamer that did. And that's one of the things I love about it. And however you want to tell the story, I'd love to hear it again. So I'm going to turn this over to you, and wherever you want to go.
First of all, dreamers are not doers. That's a true statement. I mean, a lot of people dream, but they don't do. And that is created by what we do to the people. When we tell them our dream, they don't do anything about it. Maybe that's not a dream. Maybe it's just a fantasy. People get that confused, fantasy, dreams. Or I call, once you're inspired by something that ignites that stem or that little feeling inside you, something's happening. That's when the dream comes alive. It's actually just sitting there. When you're a little boy, a little girl, you play house, you play with your friends, and you see this and you see someone that, I want to be a policeman. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a football player, a basketball player. I want to do this. Those things are impressions. When they're impressed by, wow, that looks like fun. But fun is really work. These dreams are really a lot of work and a lot of setbacks. A lot of people don't want that challenge. I was watching a hockey game last night with the Tampa Bay, the Tampa Lightning won. They won 1-0. But the journey they took to get there, they had to win all those games just to get there. And all the hard work they had to do to get there, they repeated their Stanley Cup. People don't understand. It's a heck of a journey just to get there. But a lot of people see the victory. So that's what I want. That's what I want to be. Time out. If you want to be that, are you ready to pay the price? That's where reality sets in. And that's where the dreams really set the men from the boys, the girls from the ladies, or the whatever. But like I said, there's only a minority of people that understand this. And no one's saying you can't be that. You already have permission, but you're asking other people's permission, and they're looking at you saying, are you kidding me? And you say, what's wrong with me? You don't look like that guy, or you don't look like that person, because they're already convinced by images that America puts out there through TV, through ads. You don't have to be the perfect person to do the dream, or you don't have to have the perfect idea. You have to have the inspiration to change. And that's why the change, you have to adapt to everyday change. What do I mean by that? You wake up. What's the first thing you did when you woke up this morning? First thing, you get your first success step done. What's that? Make your bed. I mean, that starts it rolling. Once you straighten up your environment, making your bed or cleaning your room or whatever, then you go brush your teeth, do your workout, do your whatever you need to do. But if you do it backwards, that means you got to go back and try to do all that stuff, and it becomes harder. Get it done right now. Get it done right when you wake up. And man, it starts a whole new life. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. Yeah. Everybody needs a morning routine.
Yeah. It just get it going, get your first success step going. Now, a lot of people don't think making a bed's important. I was in the Navy. Making a bed was important.
I was going to say that, Rudy. I was going to say the military clearly thinks it's very important.
Very important.
They drill that into you.
You don't do anything till your bed is right, and your shoes are shined, and your socks are on right. Everything's got to be not perfect, but looking perfect. That's how we start our day. Then all of a sudden, you're starting to eliminate all the layers of doubt, because you're starting to think better, look better, feel better. You're getting in shape. Holy cow, what's happening here? You put yourself around a culture that's making you change. And that's the problem. We get around people that don't want to change, and they make excuses, and we buy into it. Get around people who want to change, who make it fun, exciting. Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. There's no question about it. I guarantee it's hard work. But it's not hard work when you're around people that have the same vision, same feeling that you do. Becomes totally different. And that's why I like dreamers that are doers. There's a lot of dreamers who talk, who want to be around the doers, but they're not really the dreamers. They're the attached guys, and they attach to you. They want to be around you, but they have that fear. That can't be me. But if I'm around that guy, it looks like that's me. See, that's a false identity. You got to build from within instead of building from out. Build within, and the out takes care of itself. Don't build outside first, like your clothes, your hairdo, whatever. But I'm just saying that doesn't make sense to me. If you do it from the outside in, do it from the inside out, and that's when things change. So you can ask me any question you want. I'm just going on by, you go, a lot of people ask me about Rudy the movie and Rudy Notre Dame. Hey, it's filled with drama. That's all I could say. But aren't we all filled with drama?
We are. And one thing, I know, the movies, what you're always talking about and what, is part of your life. But one thing that really rings out in your story is not the people that told you couldn't, or the people that, tried holding you back. And, it's like Zig Ziglar said, if you take a bucket of crabs and you put them all in there, there's always going to be one crab trying to crawl out. And as it almost gets out, the rest of the crabs will grab that one and pull it back in. That's life. Those are the people out there that try to get you to conform to their ideologies because they've never experienced your dream and what you want to do. So I love that. But on your journey, you had some people that propped you up. They told you, you can do this, Rudy. There is nothing that can stop you. Those are the people, and it might have only been a couple, that I'd really like to focus a little bit of time on today, and talking about the people that you would call your mentors, the people that helped you get where you were, that gave you the courage and the ability to think bigger, to do what you did. Can we spend just a few minutes on that?
Yeah, you don't pick your mentors out, by the way.
They find you.
They find you. You attract them through your energy, through your attitude, and they are attracted to you.
Well, explain this to me then how did I attract Randy?
Boy, that's Randy. I don't know. I can't explain that one, but
just had to put that in there.
I'm going to leave that alone. But the thing of it is, and the thing you have to remember, you talked about a crab, and I met Zig when he was doing well and before he got sick and all that, and I met his son. Zig's a heck of a guy. I remember him in his first seminar, maybe 25 people. I was there. Then he took it to the next level, because he believed in what he was saying. He understood what he was saying. He was starting from scratch just like everybody, but he's saying, let's think bigger. Let's be bigger. And people start coming. And all of a sudden he became an icon. I mean, if you heard his first speech 20 years ago, you're going to hear it again. It's the same speech. He doesn't change because it's the same information. There's no reason to change it, but I keep putting it. It's like a football team. You go over the play over and over and over again, then becomes part of you. It becomes natural. That's why you see athletes start from scratch. They get rid of all the stuff they were taught in high school and college, professional level, and they start from the basics again. Think about that. They go right back to the basics because a lot of them were trained with bad habits. Now, when you're in the pros or you go to the next level, whatever that may be, you got to be trained to do things that are simple, easy, not hard. But that's the hard part, doing them. It's that concept, that idea. When I showed up at Notre Dame, I thought I had to know a lot. You didn't have to know anything but the basics. So I had to learn the basics, and that paid off. I made a tackle because of the basics. Not that I was going to start or play, but if you keep going over the basics, when you get your opportunity, it happens. That's what people don't understand. They give up before it happens because they quit practicing the basics. And that's what works. That's how everything works. Whether you're in business, put smart people around you that know more than you. You have the vision, but put them as the good worker bees, because not everybody has that vision. Remember, I told you there's a minority, and that minority puts good people around them, makes them a team, makes them part of the culture. When you build a culture, it becomes awesome. My good friend who graduated from me from Notre Dame, went to Notre Dame as an engineer, went to MIT as an engineer, came back and had a vision. I can change the cell system. I could change the phone system. I can change all this goofy stuff that's going on. So he goes over to Sprint. He was with AT&T, all these companies. And he said, well, I got the answer for Sprint. Goes to Sprint. They were going to end up bankruptcy. And he said, the CFO comes into my office with the accountant, shows me you picture this, shows you all the bankruptcy information we need to fill out. He said, I'll tell you what, if you believe in that, you could go out the door and never come back in. But I don't believe what you're bringing me. I see this as a much different, I see a number one company. And those people were never around him to get information because they're already filled with doubt. So he brought good, solid visionaries and people who worked the vision and saw them as number one. And it became a number one cellular company in the world. And now, that's why I say, when you walk into a situation, you got to get people that believe in what you believe in. You don't have to see it, just believe. That's the key. And when you believe in something, it happens. That's how I saw the movie. I couldn't tell people my vision. How could they see my vision? How could they see my journey? They were never in it. They never saw it. They never felt it. But I want to give them what they're going through. That's why it worked. They can identify with those moments, identify with that setback, identify with that struggle. That's why it works. And hopefully that makes sense. And when you create your moments and give it to them, hey, it's your moment too. That's how we get through it. But give them a story. The greatest storyteller of all time was Jesus Christ. 100%. And he only talked 25-mile radius. I mean, that's it. And he became the biggest name in the history of the world. And all I'm saying here is don't try to be Jesus. Don't try to be God. There's only one God. You're not him. But believe in what the path of belief is the key. That's the key. That's why things work. It's very complicated what I'm saying.
It's actually pretty simple, but it's complicated.
But make
it
simple. Kobe Bryant said it best when I met him, the late Kobe Bryant. He would watch the movie over and over again when he was 16 years old and took the formula, the message of the movie: simplicity and work hard and get better each day. He took that philosophy. He said, where would I be 20 years from now if I didn't take the philosophy from the Rudy movie? He took that and became one of the best in the NBA's history. And he met me and told me this. Now, when I was putting the movie together, you can watch it on YouTube. Kobe Bryant meets Rudy. Kobe Bryant interview at USC, Rudy. Listen to him. He says it real simple. If you haven't seen the movie Rudy, you should watch it. He says, because when it tells you something real simple, but something very powerful, get better each day, but work hard, eliminate your excuses. If you're looking at Rudy as a Notre Dame movie, you already lost it. If you're looking at Notre Dame as a religious movie, you lost it. It's not about any of that. It's about belief in you and yourself. That's the gift you have. And when you could do that, then you get better each day. Better looking if you want, or better business if you want, better truth, what you want. Truth is the key, and value. If that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. And, I've studied, I used to be a pro snowboarder, so I've studied a lot of athletes and there's, how they did what they did. And I always looked at Michael Jordan. And one unique thing about Michael Jordan is exactly what you said. Every day he went into practice, he started with the basics. One of the best players ever. And the only thing he ever focused on when he first started was the basics. And it just aligns with what you said, what, Kobe said. It's the same thing. It's always get down to that.
100%. You're a snowboarder. Who's one of the greatest snowboarders you see today? What's that kid's name?
Shaun White.
Shaun White.
He was just a little guy when I was competing. I remember he used to be up to my waist at the contest.
Right. Okay. But that kid had talent.
Raw talent.
Right? So
he also had a dream.
So did Michael Jordan. But what did they go back to? The basics. And work hard. That took their talent to a new level. But I'm not Michael Jordan. No, there's only one Michael Jordan. But that doesn't say you can't work hard. You can contribute to that culture. That's the key. Think about contribution. You all can't be Michael Jordan, but you can contribute. Don't try to be somebody you're not. Just be a great contributor. That's why I made it at Notre Dame, because I saw myself, I can't start. I knew that. That's reality. I looked at the guys, they're running 40s and 4.3, 4.2. Don't even talk and ask me what my 40 was. I was older, Navy guy. I mean, I just wanted to contribute, but it inspired the other team members to be better. And they gave me my victory, my moment, because they saw the hard work does pay off. And that's why it works.
Yeah, no, that's very powerful. And God, it just goes into so much, and people can learn just so much out of this pure simplicity of what you're saying there. And I think in life, they just get caught up in, like you said, the other people trying to hold them back because the other people didn't get to where they wanted and they want to keep them at that level. partly because they think they're protecting you, or partly because they just don't know what that next level is, and they think that that level is unattainable because they forgot how to dream. A child, I have a 13-month-old, and there's
Oh, wow.
nothing. Yeah, I'm learning so much. I'm a perpetual student, but my
Yeah.
13-year-old or 13-month-old has zero limits. In her mind,
Right.
there's
In her
not
mind.
one thing
That's
she cannot accomplish. There's nothing she can't do because the world hasn't come into her to tell her she can't do something. And I think we're all born with the ability to dream to any level we want.
100%.
And all
100%.
yeah, and all through our childhood, I was a big dreamer. I came from nothing. My family had no money, and I wanted to be a snowboarder. So I just had to be resourceful and get it. But there was nobody that could tell me I couldn't. And then when I got later in my teens, people started telling me, you can't do this. That's stupid. And you sometimes, and I remember, you start believing the nonsense. You start believing that. You start literally buying into the lie that they're trying to tell you. And that is called conformity in my world. And too many people conform, which is why when it comes to money, if you look at statistics, if you took a 20-year-old and you followed their life cycle to 65, if I took 100 20-year-olds, only 5 of them are going to be financially successful. Even if they were all in the same exact environment, the difference is 5 of them created and the other 95% conformed. Like, that's just statistics by Social Security. And I think like somewhere we forget how to dream. We forget that dreams can actually happen if we just pursue them and never give up on them. And it's a shame. I wish everybody would just keep that childhood dream alive and not let other people drag them down.
That's great because you have to go back and think like a child. But reality is you are put into situations with adult thinking, growing up. That's been kind of the giver uppers, I call them. And but they look good, they smell good, but man, they're not thinking good. So you got to get around, like you said, there's only certain people that come into your life that you can really trust. And you become successful in many different ways by helping other people become successful. Now, am I driven by money? Not really. I'm driven by purpose, and hopefully purpose takes care of the family, and which it does. I don't like to, should never use the word hopeful. It will take care of you when you have a good purpose and when you have good values. The most important thing I think about this conversation is this: is you said it in the beginning. Knowledge. Knowledge is it powerful? Not really. Only if you apply it. I mean, I know a lot of educated derelicts that are smarter than me, but do nothing. Here, I'm a dummy, and I applied my simple little knowledge and got smart people around. I just finished talking to Angelo Pizzo, who wrote my movie. He just finished another script he and I are working on. And I just got him involved with the story, and he liked the story. I said, make this story something that has value, purpose, and it can inspire people. It was a challenge for him, but he did it. And my whole point, when you recognize skill and talent in someone, sometimes you got to keep pushing them forward in a nice way. Good people need good challenges. One last story. I met the guy who developed muscle milk. He calls me one day out of the blue. He was a scientist at NASA and got this formula and created muscle milk. Took it out because no one else paid attention to him. He was trying to get the astronauts nutrition, and he just adopted a Guatemala little baby, small. Didn't think it would grow any bigger. Well, he gave it muscle milk, 6'2", 250 pounds later. Then he sold his company for $500 million. And he calls me out of the blue one day because that little Guatemala kid was inspired by the movie Rudy, because he wanted to be a basketball player. If he could do it, I could do it, type of thing. And he calls me, and I said, wow, that's funny. I was just thinking of someone who could help me save the milkers in America, because they're in tremendous danger. 25 years from now, they won't be around. He said, tell me about it. I said, how about if I fly you out to Wisconsin and you sit in front of a big time milker? He'll tell you the story why milking true milk is not going to be of any value because of almond milk and all this other stuff. He said, interesting. So I got something for him. It's been sitting on my desk. I know I could help him. And now he came up with this plan. We're going to present it to the agriculture department and the government and all the milkers. We're going to save the milkers with his next level. He says, I've had this for years, but I could never find that innovative farmer. They're all in commodity. They're on in there. I want that guy who's innovative. Well, we have that guy, a 10,000 milker head. That's how but he wants to innovate milking. I said, I got this guy. Now that's why things work. People who want to change, not people who want to go along, but people who want to change. This guy wants to change. So I got the guy to help him change, put it together. That's why Rudy worked, because I found a writer who wanted to change. I found a producer who wanted a message of just not a Hollywood typical sports movie. I found a president of a major studio who wanted the same. The team came together, became a beautiful movie, but took 10 years to find that. Bottom line, you can go to Dream Big on Broadway and watch Rudy Ruettiger. You can go to Rudy Ruettiger, The Walk On, Amazon Prime, and you can go to the Rudy Ruettiger app. Just go to the app and type in Rudy Ruettiger. You get the app and you get all the info. How am I doing so far?
You're doing great. We're gonna put all that in the show notes, and I want to be observant of your time. So if I can ask just one last question.
You got it.
All right. On your journey through all of this, through the ups and the downs, what was your biggest internal obstacle that you had to overcome?
My mindset. I have a podcast. I interviewed a girl who didn't know anything about gymnastics at UCLA, won 10 national championships, didn't know anything about how'd you do that? The mindset. Interesting topic. How she developed the mindset with her girls and her culture and brought in people who taught them how to do the exercise, how to do the whatever their skill was. But she said it's a mindset with the girls. And that's what I said. I still don't know anything about it. I learned it through the process, but I still can't teach this or that. So that's why I have good coaches around me. But it was developed in that mindset. And that's what this is all about.
Gosh, I love it. Rudy, thank you so very much for sharing your story and for coming on to the podcast today. And folks, every one of you that are listening, take this and use it. Apply this knowledge. Take one or two of these golden nuggets that you just heard Rudy talk about and apply them in your life. And don't let anyone else spoil your dreams, stand in the way of your dreams, or get in the way of where you want to be. They haven't been there. They don't know how to get there. Only you do. And life and the universe will present the right people at the right time for you to get where you're trying to go, but you have to allow it to happen. So folks, take this information and go out and apply it. And one last thing, I am incredibly honored that Rudy's going to be joining us out here in Buffalo at the end of August. And just for all of you listening, August 27th to the 29th, 2021, we're going to have Rudy out. We got a very special event called The Experience, where only 25 people are going to be able to, basically be in the same room with Rudy, hear his story, and do something really special in a theater that we rented. So we can't wait for that. And Rudy, I'm really honored that you're coming out to join us, and I want to say thank you for that.
Oh, this is fun. This will be fun. Oh, by the way, you said another important nugget. Don't get in your way.
That's a great one. Oh my God, we're gonna wrap on that. Don't allow yourself to get in your way. I love it.
That's
so Rudy, I'm gonna send you a copy of this book so you learn how to get all the money back, and we will see you in August. And folks, I hope some of you will be joining us for the experience. For that, thank you for joining us on another episode of the Real Estate Money School. Until next time.